ジャギ様から盗み取った北斗神拳、とくと味合わせてやるわ。
Hi everybody, welcome to the video. My name is Midway and today we're going to be looking at what I got on the vault this week. I got weeklies done on my Paladin, on my Priest, on my Monk, on my Shaman and on my Druid. So basically on all 5 of my healer alts. And I got some good stuff probably on my Paladin because we finally get some weekly bold stuff from the raid. And yeah, can't wait to see what I got. Right, so we're going to be starting off with my main, my Holy Paladin. I should have 3 options from the raid as well as 1 option from Mythic Plus. And we're going to be opening this as Retribution loot spec because I would kind of like to get the Gable. Even though I don't really play Retribution, I might as well have it, and maybe for Outworld content or even maybe some low keys. I don't know, might be cool. I don't really need much of anything else from the raid right now as Holy. Now, I would like to get the pants from the Jailer on Mythic item level, of course, as well as the hands from Ragalon. And if that happened, I would be doing some gear switching. I would be using either of those 2 items and then switching my unity away from the pants and putting it somewhere else. And I would use the pants from the Jailer to catalyze them into a tier set item slot, as well as use the hands from Ragalon as a non-tier piece. So then I would get a lot of 285s as well as pretty good stats on the hands, because those gloves from Ragalon are actually best slot stats for Mythic Plus. If you check them right here, they are haste and burst. The season is almost over now, so this doesn't really matter, and that's also a reason why I don't think I'll be doing much of any change, even if I get the gear, because, well, I don't really want to spend any money now on legendary crafting. But yeah, let's just see what we get. Let's just open this up. As I said, we're opening this as Retribution loot spec, so we might get a Gable at 285. And oh, there we go, we got the pants! We got the pants from the Jailer. That is very good. Everything else... We got some speed, crit, burst. We're never gonna be using this because look at my other helmet right now is haste, burst, and leech. That's never getting replaced. Burst mastery, never gonna use that non-tier set, not 285, and this trinket, I don't really think it's too good, nor I care about it. So yeah, we're gonna be picking this up, and we'll see what we do with it with the catalyst. As I said, I don't really think I'll be doing any gear switching or anything, but I might just do it if the prices of the legendaries are low enough. Let me just check out what it looks like when you go to the catalyst first. As we head over there to the catalyst, let me just show you a little bit of what I got. As I said before, I got this haste verse helmet that's never getting replaced. I got haste verse necklace as well. I'm on a Mythic Plus gear right now. Got 285 shoulders, 285 cloak also. Passed these through the catalyst, so it's also haste and burst, very good stuff from Mythic Plus. 285 chest. I don't really have the wrists from the first boss, but I do have the haste mastery ones from Shymox, I believe it is. Decent weapons. This was from Sanguine Depths, also from the Bolt, so very good stats for Mythic Plus. I got a haste burst leech shield that I got very early on from the Bolt. Really, really strong. Of course, we're looking at Mythic Plus gear right now. I don't really care too much about rating gear, especially now that the tier is over. Then we got 278 normal tier gloves. Burst Mastery belt. Just got this because of the burst, but I would really like to replace this. And what I would probably do is switch away my Unity onto the belt slot. And then, as I said, put the Jailer pants as a tier slot right here. So let's do that. Let's see what the Jailer pants would look like if I tiered them up. So it would be 285 crit mastery, and yeah, we would just go from crit mastery to crit mastery, so nothing would change whatsoever. And I'm just gonna be doing that right now, because if I decide to go ahead with that plan that I talked about, I might as well just get this done. I had 278 pants here ready as well if I got the hands from Ragalon to do this switch. However, well, we could also do it right now with the 285 right here. So we'll see what we do about this, but let's finish up with the gear here. I do have Banger's Momentum on my boots, of course, and then Haste Burst Leech Ring with a socket. This dropped from like the first couple weeks on a Mythic Plus Gambit for a friend of mine, XR. He gave me this. This is insane. I don't think I'm ever replacing this, and I'm still stuck with the 262 crafted ring, which is just so good because the stats are insane. Avoidance is so valuable, and of course has the free socket. And then I got a Leech Soulias, which also insane, as well as a 278 changeling. So I have insane gear right now, and I can get little upgrades, especially because you look at this leech. I already have 10.5 leech, and a little, not that much avoidance. I just got some coming from the ring and the cloak enchant, but yeah, if I do those two switches, I'll be around 280, 280.5 item level, sort of. So we'll see if we do that. Hopefully, it's not too expensive, so we can explore that option. So looking at the prices right here of the legendaries, we have the belt right now, the plate belt, of course, at 22.5k in Draenor, which is not too expensive. However, I don't know if it justifies anything right now. It would definitely be quite an upgrade, but we really don't know how the legendary upgrades are going to be working in Season 4. They should be going up in item level, just like the rest of the gear, but we still don't have any idea how this whole system is going to be going. So for the sake of saving money right now, I think I'm not gonna bother. However, this could go up in money as demand rises up, so I'm just gonna wait a couple days, probably a week or so, until they announce more details about Season 4. Those should be kicking in pretty soon, just in case, because I don't want to overpay. Right now I'm pretty broke and I kind of want to buy a WoW token if I could like get a little bit more gold somehow. So yeah, I'm just pretty stingy with my gold right now. I don't want to take the risk of just overspending like I've done with all the legendaries this patch so far. I've spent like a couple million on legendaries, maybe more like $1 million or so, but yeah, a lot of gold on legendaries. I don't want to put any more into it if I don't really need to, as the season is already over. So let's just keep it as that for now. Alright, next up, let's look at my Holy Priest. I've played it a little bit throughout the season. I have 2.1 scores, so I've really just been doing weeklies. And yeah, we got quite some gear though, because we also did a little bit of raiding even in Mythic. And yeah, 273 is not even bad. We got some not so good trinkets I would like to replace. I already got pretty lucky with the pass bolts, so we have a weapon already at 278, very good ring, probably best in slot. Some tier pieces at 278 as well as some very good wrists. So let's just see what we get. We only get one item out of this because we only did a single weekly, so hopefully it's something good. But let's just see right now. I mean, that's fine. That's an upgrade. I would believe that's better stats, isn't it? It's got a little bit more burst. The speed is surely going to be useful. The haste should also be an upgrade. I'm really not sure what the stat weighs, so like, what should you be aiming for a Holy Priest right now? But I believe crit and haste are both pretty good, as well as burst. In any case, I do believe that's an upgrade simply because of the higher amount of burst and the speed. But it's not what we were hoping for. We already have 278 wrists, and getting something like that already, like another item in the same slot where we already have 278, is always considered a bit of a failure. Let's just enchant that and see what's up with the next character. Coming up next, we have my monk, my Mistweaver monk that I have on Draenor, my main realm. I also have the other monk we're using for the Zero to Hero challenge. But this one I've been playing for a long while, now not on this season though. We only have about 1.2k score, done a few weeklies here and there. We have decent amount of gear, 259.44, that's not bad whatsoever. We of course have double legendaries crafted and stuff. You won't be able to see everything because of my camera, I realize that, but yeah, my weapon right now is 229, and that's what we're really hoping to get rid of right now. Everything else is also, there's some 233s, 236s, but you know, the weapon really stands out as the worst thing that I have right now. Got some decent items from the weekly, like tier set pants, crit burst, really good stats, as well as a helmet with crit haste, not bad whatsoever, and also tier set chest with also crit burst. So we got pretty lucky so far, but I really haven't gotten too many weeklies done, so we'll see what we get this time. We also only have one option since I've only done one weekly on each of my alts, and I haven't bothered doing so for a long time. But we get Crit Mastery Necklace, which is pretty bad for Mythic Plus, honestly. Mastery is like the thing you want to avoid the most. Ideally, it would have been something like Crit Burst or Crit Haste, or rather Burst overall. You always want Burst, then Haste and Crit wouldn't be bad. Both of them would be kind of cool. But yeah, this one kind of sucks. I don't know if I'm going to be using this whatsoever. The Avoidance already makes the other one that I already have quite good, as well as the Haste, and yeah, the Mastery just has very little value. I don't know if that's really gonna be going into put to use, but you could always check the gear using questionableepic.com. It can tell you based on what kind of content you're aiming to do, if you should be doing one type of, or you should be using one item or another. It basically helps you decide what gear you should be using based on what you have in your bags. It's pretty useful, pretty handy. I've been using it for a long while on my main, and if you haven't used it before, give it a try when you are opening bolts. Is something that you should always be checking whenever you have any questions. Otherwise, you could always go to some community discords like the Paladin Discord forever, or for example rather, and just ask away and see what people tell you. But 9 out of 10 times you're going to be recommended to go to Question of the Epic, so might as well start by doing that first. Now let's move on to the next character. Let's go ahead and check out my Shaman. I've done as well a couple weeklies, just about the same that I've done on my Monk. And we do have some decent gear though as well, some very good cloak with very good stats as well as avoidance from the bolt, some tier slot hands from the bolt as well as a 278 weapon. So this character is quite a bit stronger than my Monk. Also got this crit haste necklace, not bad whatsoever. We're rocking Devil legendaries and we just have pretty bad trinkets. Pretty bad rings. We have a couple slots that we would definitely like to replace. So let's check what we got. Let's open it up. We also only have one option, only one from Mythic Plus. So don't really have many choices here. That's a decent upgrade. That's pretty good. We can always make a tier slot piece out of that. That's crit burst regardless though, which should be very, very good. But we do definitely like this very much. We got a 15 out of that as well. I can claim that right now. I really want to see what we get out of the tier piece for that, or what the stats are looking like, because right now we could proc our 2 sets. So let's go to the catalyst. Okay, so here we are in the catalyst. Let's check what this pants will turn into. Right now I do not have enough cosmic flux for this. I don't believe so. Yeah, I'm missing just about a little bit. But oh well, it's also haste burst, so we're definitely going to be going with that. We could just hand in the weekly quest here, almost done. And even get a little bit more burst. So we really want this. We're going to be definitely going with this. And yeah, I'll see you on the next character. Before we do head over to the next character though, I want to show you guys something that you should really try and do whenever you're leveling up a new character. It's going to be very handy. You can get these runes once you've done chapter 6 of the Seraph Mortis campaign. There is one right there above this cave. There's also another one inside here, this cave. And you can click on these runes, and what that's going to allow you is to access these secret rooms from these whole, I don't know what you call this actually, the ball that you can TP with the cosmic energy. And that there is one of the rooms, specifically the, what you call this one, the dormant alcove, where you can get a bunch of item level like 246, I think it is, pieces. You can get some rings, you can get a necklace, and you can get 2 trinkets, which are definitely going to help you a lot on getting into some plus 15s when you're leveling up a new character and just gearing it up. So this one is the last one right here. I showed you the 3 that you can, or the 4 rather, that you can get. You don't need all 4. There's one of each symbol for each of the rooms down here. So what you really need to do now is to go farm some cosmic energy by killing these monsters right here. And once you have enough, you can head on to the vault, and we'll show you once we have the cosmic energy how that works. Alright, once you have at least 66 cosmic energy, you can come inside the vault up here. And then if you haven't found the runes that I showed you before, you've been having some trouble getting to them, you can use handy notes and click onto these markers. You know, when you get close to them, you can mouse over them in the minimap as I do, and they show you the location with a blue dot. So you can do that, and you know, it will show you in the minimap exactly where the rune is. It might be under something or up above something, you know, as we saw before there. But once you know and you have all those 4 runes, you can come in here, and you just gotta click either the first option. If it's not showing to the map, you should just click the first option. If you do not have the knowledge, that can happen sometimes. Otherwise, you just want to go to the interior locus. But if you see a bunch of options and they are in this weird ass language that you do not understand, you gotta click the first option, and then you get sent into this place. And then we gotta go to the dormant alcove. So we get into the dormant alcove, and we'll see a bunch of sand piles. Now you need to have a couple of these spatial openers. You can have up to 7, and there is 7 items that we can get from this same room. We have all these 7 sand piles spread out, and they all drop specific items. So I'll leave a video down in the description if you want to know what items drop from what sand piles. There's already been a guide for this. So if you want to check exactly what items you can get, go and check that video. But I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll show you what I get afterwards. I loaded up an add-on so you can see my character here in the middle of the screen instead of behind my camera. But what we got from opening those sand piles was these 2 trinkets, pretty good, mainly for the item level they give. If you just want to get going and get into 15s or any similar keys when you get a new character, this is a very, very good way of doing so. I also got this ring 246 with a socket, so I got lucky out of that. Could also have gotten another ring and another necklace. So yeah, if you have a new character, definitely do that. And now I'm just going to be catalysting the pants we talked about before. I also got enough Cosmic Flux, and we can go ahead and see what the item levels will be looking like after that. But it's gonna be like 263. So this character is looking very, very strong after this week. We have a 263.56, also the 2 sets. So yeah, this is looking very good. But now let's jump into the last character that I have for this week. And finally, we move on to my Druid that I've played the least. I've only done a single weekly, and that's been this week. So my loot right now on this character is not so great. 244.6, that was enough to get me into a weekly somehow. And that mainly attributes to the amount of item level that I was able to get from getting that gear from the ball that I showed you before, from those sand piles. I got all these 4 items right here, the rings and the trinkets, as well as a necklace that I didn't pick up because it was not that great, as well as I didn't have enough spatial openers. If you don't know how to get the spatial openers, that will be explained in other videos, but you can farm those from different chests and in Sword of Mortis. But yeah, let's now see what we get from this vault. We should be able to use anything so long as we don't get it on any slot with a legendary, so we'll see. We also only have one option. What will it be? We get a staff. Oh boy, that's so lucky. That is so lucky. I've gotten a staff the first weekly on 3 of my ults. This is the 3rd one that I get a staff. That's like the first item that I pull out from a weekly. That is a massive upgrade. You see, I have a 229 from just doing the Sword of Mortis campaign. It's not even from the items you can open up with anima, but that's really good. That's a big upgrade. 250 on this bad boy on a week. That is not bad whatsoever. You can get a character up to scratch, of course, if you pay up for the double legendaries and if you take advantage of all those 246 or 242 in the case of this one. I don't know why this one's lower. But yeah, there's a lot of item level to be gained, and you should not have to really bother with farming low dungeons if you are able to get enough item level to maybe sneak into a 15. Now look at the score that I have on this dude. I have 313. Of course, I got the score of my main showing. Until that was not the case, nobody was inviting me to any keys whatsoever. But as soon as I got the score linked up, somebody just invited me to a 15 in no time. So yeah, that's been a pretty successful day. Got a lot of gear on the Shaman. The weapon on this character is really, really strong. Also got a piece of gear that I wanted on my Paladin that I'm probably not going to be putting to good use so far. But yeah, the most scuffed one has been my priest for sure. But yeah, that's pretty good. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.